Azad Jammu and Kashmir, abbreviated as AJK and commonly known as Azad Kashmir, is a self-governing administrative division of Pakistan. The territory lies west of the Indian-administered state of Jammu and Kashmir, and was previously part of the former princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, which ceased to exist as a result of the First Kashmir War fought between India and Pakistan in 1947. Azad Kashmir is part of the Greater Kashmir region, which is the subject of a long-running conflict between India and Pakistan. The territory shares a border with Gilgit, Baltistan, together with which it is referred to by the United Nations and other international organizations as Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The territory also borders Pakistan's Punjab province to the south and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province to the west. To the east, Azad Kashmir is separated from the Indian-administered state of Jammu and Kashmir by the line of control, the de facto border between India and Pakistan. Azad Kashmir has a total area of 13,297 square kilometers, with an estimated population of around 4.6 million people. The territory has a parliamentary form of government modeled after the Westminster system, with its capital located in Muzaffarabad. The President of Azad Kashmir is the constitutional head of the state, while the Prime Minister, supported by a Council of Ministers, is the Chief Executive. The unicameral Azad Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly elects both the Prime Minister and President. The state has its own Supreme Court and a High Court, while the government of Pakistan's Ministry of Kashmir Affairs serves as a link between it and Azad Kashmir's government. Neither Azad Kashmir nor Gilgit-Baltistan elect members to Pakistan's National Assembly. The 2005 earthquake killed 100,000 people and left another 3 million people displaced, with widespread devastation. Since then, with help from the government of Pakistan and foreign donors, reconstruction of infrastructure is underway. Azad Kashmir's economy largely depends on agriculture, services, tourism, and remittances sent by members of the British Mirpuri community. Nearly 87% of the households own farms in Azad Kashmir, while the region has a literacy rate of approximately 72% and has the highest school enrollment in Pakistan. History. At the time of the partition of India in 1947, the British abandoned the suzerainty over the princely states, which were left with the options of joining India or Pakistan or remaining independent. Hari Singh, the Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir, wanted his state to remain independent. In spring 1947, an uprising against the Maharaja broke out in Poonch, an area bordering the Rawalpindi division of West Punjab. Maharaja's administration is said to have started levying punitive taxes on the peasantry, which provoked a local revolt, and the administration resorted to brutal suppression. The area's population swelled by recently demobilized soldiers following World War II, rebelled against the Maharaja's forces and gained control of almost the entire district. Following this victory, the pro-Pakistan chieftains of the western Jammu districts of Muzaffarabad, Poonch and Mirpur proclaimed a provisional Azad Jammu and Kashmir government in Rawalpindi on 3 October 1947. On 21 October, several thousand Pashtun tribesmen from northwest frontier province poured into Jammu and Kashmir to liberate it from the Maharaja's rule. They were led by experienced military leaders and were equipped with modern arms. The Maharaja's crumbling forces were unable to withstand the onslaught. The raiders captured the towns of Muzaffarabad and Baramulla, the latter 20 miles northwest of the state capital Srinagar. On 24 October, the Maharaja requested military assistance from India, which responded that it was unable to help him unless authority acceded to India. Accordingly, on 26 October 1947, Maharaja Hari Singh signed an instrument of accession, handing over control of defence, external affairs and communications to the Government of India in return for military aid. Indian troops were immediately airlifted into Srinagar. Pakistan intervened subsequently. Fighting ensued between the Indian and Pakistani armies, with the two areas of control more or less stabilized around what is now known as the Line of Control. India later approached the United Nations, asking it to resolve the dispute, and resolutions were passed in favor of the holding of a plebiscite with regard to Kashmir's future. However, no such plebiscite has ever been held on either side, since there was a precondition which required the withdrawal of the Pakistani army along with the non-state elements and the subsequent partial withdrawal of the Indian army. For the parts of Kashmir under their respective control, a withdrawal that never took place. In 1949, a formal ceasefire line separating the Indian and Pakistani-controlled parts of Kashmir came into effect. Following the 1949 ceasefire agreement with India, the government of Pakistan divided the northern and western parts of Kashmir that it occupied at the time of ceasefire into the following two separately controlled political entities: Azad Jammu and Kashmir, the narrow southern part, 250 miles long, with the width varying from 10 to 40 miles. Gilgit Baltistan, formerly called the federally administered northern areas, a much larger political entity to the north of AJK with an area of 72,496 square kilometers. At one time under Pakistani control, Kashmir's Sheikh's Game Tract, a small region along the northeastern border of Gilgit-Baltistan, was provisionally ceded by Pakistan to the People's Republic of China in 1963 and now forms part of China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. In 1972, the then current border between the Indian and Pakistani-controlled parts of Kashmir was designated as the Line of Control. This line has remained unchanged since the 1972 Simla Agreement, which bound the two countries to settle their differences by peaceful means through bilateral negotiations. Some political experts claim that, in view of the pact, the only solution to the issue is mutual negotiation between the two countries without involving a third party such as the United Nations. The 1974 Interim Constitution Act was passed by the 48-member Azad Jammu and Kashmir Unicameral Assembly government. Azad Jammu and Kashmir is a self-governing state under Pakistani control, but under Pakistan's constitution the state is not formally a part of the country as the dispute on Azad Kashmir has not yet been resolved. Pakistan is administering the region as a self-governing territory rather than incorporating it in the federation since the UN-mandated ceasefire. Azad Kashmir has its own elected president, prime minister, legislative assembly, high court, with Azam Khan as its present chief justice, and official flag. The government of Pakistan has not yet allowed Azad Kashmir to issue its own postage stamps, meaning that those of Pakistan are used instead. Brad Adams, the Asia director at the US-based NGO Human Rights Watch, has said in 2006, although Azad means free, the residents of Azad Kashmir are anything but. The Pakistani authorities govern Azad Kashmir with strict controls on basic freedoms. The government of Azad Kashmir has very little control over its territory, with its politicians mainly spending the time in Islamabad. Azad Kashmir's financial matters, i.e. budget and tax affairs, are dealt with by the Azad Jammu and Kashmir Council rather than by Pakistan's Central Board of Revenue. The Azad Jammu and Kashmir Council is a supreme body consisting of 14 members, 8 from the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir and 6 from the government of Pakistan. Its chairman, chief executive, is the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Other members of the council are the President and the Prime Minister of Azad Kashmir and 6 members of the AJK Legislative Assembly. Azad Kashmir Day is celebrated in Azad Jammu and Kashmir on October 24, which is the day that the Azad Jammu and Kashmir government was created in 1947. Pakistan has celebrated Kashmir Solidarity Day on February 5 of each year since 1990 as a day of protest against India's de facto sovereignty over its state of Jammu and Kashmir. That day is a national holiday in Pakistan. Kashmiris in Azad Kashmir observe the Kashmir Black Day on October 27 of each year since 1947 as day of protest against military occupation in Indian-controlled Jammu and Kashmir. Administrative divisions. The state is administratively divided into 3 divisions which, in turn, are divided into 10 districts. Geography and climate. The northern part of Azad Jammu and Kashmir encompasses the lower part of the Himalayas, including Jamgar Peak. However, Sarwali Peak in the Neelam Valley is the highest peak in the state. Fertile, green, mountainous valleys are characteristic of Azad Kashmir's geography, making it one of the most beautiful regions on the subcontinent. The southern parts of Azad Kashmir, including Bhimber, Mirpur and Kotli districts, has extremely hot weather in summers and moderate cold weather in winters. It receives rains mostly in monsoon weather. In the central and northern parts of state, weather remains moderate hot in summers and very cold and chilly in winter. Snowfall also occurs there in December and January. This region receives rainfall in both winters and summers. Muzaffarabad and Patan are among the wettest areas of the state. Throughout most of the region, the average rainfall exceeds 1,400 mm, with the highest average rainfall occurring near Muzaffarabad. During summer, monsoon floods of the Jhelum and Lipa rivers are common, due to high rainfall and melting snow. Culture. The culture of Azad Kashmir has many similarities to that of northern Punjabi culture in Punjab province. The natives of Azad Kashmir speak Urdu, Potwari, and the Pahari languages. The Kashmiri language is spoken by fewer than 3% of the population. The traditional dress of the women is the shalwar kameez in Pahari style. The shalwar kameez is commonly worn by both men and women. Women use shawl to cover the head and upper body. The popular and traditional cuisines of Azad Kashmir are Rogan Josh, Balti Gosht, Dal Chawal, and Dam Aloo. The traditional drink of the region is tea. Ethnic groups. Azad Jammu and Kashmir consists of almost entirely Muslim population. The inhabitants of this region belong to many communities and tribes who share ethnic and linguistic similarities with the people of northern Punjab. While Urdu is the official language of the region, other languages commonly spoken are Pahari, Gojri and Potowari. The main communities living in this region are as follows. Gurya, they are an agricultural tribe and are estimated to be the largest community living in Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Jat, they are one of the larger community of AJK and primarily inhabit the districts of Mirpur, Bhimber and Kotli. A large Mirpuri population lives in the UK and it is estimated that more people of Mirpuri origins are now residing in the UK than in Mirpur district. The district Mirpur retains strong ties with the UK. Pahari Rajputs, they primarily inhabit the districts of Muzaffarabad, Bagh, Mirpur, Bhimber and Kotli. Sudan, they are a large clan living in Poonch, Sudanoti, Bagh and Kolti districts. Abbasi, they are a large clan in Azad Jammu and Kashmir and mostly live in Bhag, Hatian, Bala and Muzaffarabad districts. Besides Azad Kashmir, they also inhabit Abbottabad and Upper Pothohar Punjab in large numbers. A1, a clan with significant numbers found in Azad Jammu and Kashmir, living mainly in the Poonch, Hattian, Bala and Muzaffarabad districts. Besides Azad Kashmir, they also reside in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in large numbers. Economy. Historically, the economy of these areas, now called Azad Kashmir, has been agricultural, which meant that land was the main source of production. This means that all food for immediate and long-term consumption was produced from land. The produce included various crops, fruits, vegetables, etc. Land was also the source of other livelihood necessities such as wood, fuel, grazing for animals, which then turned into dairy products. Because of this, land was also the main source of revenue for the governments, whose primary purpose for centuries was to accumulate revenue. Agriculture is a major part of Azad Kashmir's economy. Low-lying areas that have high populations grow crops like barley, mangoes, millet, corn, and wheat, and also raise cattle. In the elevated areas that are less populated and more spread out, forestry, corn, and livestock are the main sources of income. There are mineral and marble resources in Azad Kashmir close to Mirpur and Muzaffarabad. There are also graphite deposits at Morawali. There are also reservoirs of low-grade coal, chalk, bauxite, and zircon. Local household industries produce carved wooden objects, textiles, and dari carpets. There is also an arts and crafts industry that produces such cultural goods as namdas, shawls, pashmina, farans, papier-mâché, basketry, copper, rugs, wood carving, silk and woolen clothing, pato, carpets, namdagubba, and silverware. Agricultural goods produced in the region include mushrooms, honey, walnuts, apples, cherries, medicinal herbs and plants, resin, deodar, kale, chir, fir, maple, and ash timber. The migration to UK was accelerated, and by the completion of Mangla Dam in 1967, the process of chain migration became in full flow. Today, remittances from British Mirpuri community make a critical role in AJK's economy. In the mid-1950s, various economic and social development processes were launched in Azad Kashmir. In the 1960s, with the construction of the Mangla Dam in Mirpur district, the Azad Jammu and Kashmir government began to receive royalties from the Pakistani government for the electricity that the dam provided to Pakistan. During the mid-2000s, a multi-billion-dollar reconstruction began in the aftermath of the 2005 Kashmir earthquake. In addition to agriculture, textiles, and arts and crafts, remittances have played a major role in the economy of Azad Kashmir. One analyst estimated that the figure for Azad Kashmir was 25.1% in 2001. With regard to annual household income, people living in the higher areas are more dependent on remittances than of those living in the lower areas. In the latter part of 2006, billions of dollars for development were mooted by international aid agencies for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of earthquake-hit zones in Azad Kashmir, though much of that amount was subsequently lost in bureaucratic channels, leading to considerable delays in help getting to the most needy. Hundreds of people continued to live in tents long after the earthquake. A land use plan for the city of Muzaffarabad was prepared by the Japan International Cooperation Agency. Kashmir as a whole is one of the most beautiful regions in the world. Some well-known and popular tourist destinations are the following. Muzaffarabad, the capital city of Azad Kashmir, is located on the banks of the Jhelum and Neelam rivers. It is 138 kilometers from Rawalpindi and Islamabad. Well-known tourist spots near Muzaffarabad are the Red Fort, Pir China Sea, Patika, Subri Lake and Awan Patti. The Neelam Valley is situated to the north north and northeast of Muzaffarabad, the gateway to the valley. The main tourist attractions in the valley are Athmukam, Kutan, Karan, Changan, Sharda, Kal, Arankel and Tayobat. Rualakot city is the headquarters of Poonch district and is located 122 kilometers from Islamabad. Tourist attractions in Poonch district are Banjosa Lake, Devigali, Tatapani, and Toli Pir. Bagh city, the headquarters of Bagh district, is 205 kilometers from Islamabad and 100 kilometers from Muzaffarabad. The principal tourist attractions in Bagh district are Bagh Fort, Gilgit, Sudan Gali, Ganga Lake, Ganga Choti, Kotla Waterfall, Neela Butt, Dana, Panjal Mastan National Park, and Las Dana. The Lipa Valley is located 105 kilometers southeast of Muzaffarabad. It is the most charming and scenic place for tourists in Azad Kashmir. Mirpur city is the headquarters of Mirpur district. The main tourist attractions near Mirpur city are the Mangla Lake and Ramkot Fort. Education. The literacy rate in Azad Kashmir was 62% in 2004, higher than in any region in Pakistan. However, only 2.2% were graduates, compared to the average of 2.9% for Pakistan. Universities. The following is a list of universities recognized by Higher Education Commission of Pakistan. Public universities: Mirpur University of Science and Technology, University of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, University of Poonch, Rualakot, Women University of Azad Jammu and Kashmir Bagh, University of Management Sciences and Information Technology Kotli. Private universities: Al-Khair University, Mohiuddin Islamic University. Medical colleges. The following is a list of undergraduate medical institutions recognized by Pakistan Medical and Dental Council as of 2013. Public medical colleges: Mahtama Benazir Bhutto Shahid Medical College, Azad Jammu Kashmir Medical College. Private medical colleges: Mohiuddin Islamic Medical College, Mirpur. Sports. In terms of sports, football, cricket and volleyball are very popular in Azad Kashmir. Many tournaments are also held throughout the year, and in the holy month of Ramadan, nighttime floodlit tournaments are also organized. Azad Kashmir has a T20 cricket team in Pakistan's T20 domestic tournament. Mirpur has a cricket stadium which has been taken over by the Pakistan Cricket Board for renovation to bring it up to international standards. There is also a cricket stadium in Muzaffarabad with the capacity of 8,000 people. This stadium has hosted 8 matches of Inter-District Under-19 Tournament 2013. There are also registered football clubs, namely Pilot Football Club, Youth Football Club and Kashmir National FC. Pilot FC is the current champion of the District Football Association Cup. Mirpur also takes part in the All-Age AK Football Championship. Last year Mirpur was the winner after beating Rualakot in the final. Gallery.